Now, the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry says there is the need for the business community to be well informed and updated on the impact of the International Monetary Fund program. This, the Chamber says, will aid local businesses to be abreast of happenings to mitigate the negative impact of the program. According to the President, Clement Osei-Amako, there should be more ambitious structural reforms to support businesses. Here's more in this report by GNCCI.
The business community has been battling with high lending rate, utility tariff, inflation, and the introduction of new taxes. Meanwhile, the Ghana Chamber of Commerce and Industry at its National Dialogue series described the impact of Ghana's IMF program as crucial to the growth of businesses in the country.
The recent press release by the Ghana Statistical Service also reveals a 2.4% increase in inflation rate from 41.2% in April 2023 to 42.2% in May 2023. Additionally, the Labour Statistics Report released by the Ghana Statistical Service this year highlights approximately 1.76 million individuals were unemployed in the third quarter of 2022. The report further indicates that the transition from informal employment to unemployment is on average 5 times more prevalent than the transition from formal employment to unemployment. This shows that workers are being laid off and the intensity is greater in the informal sector, which employs a greater percentage of the total labor force. The formal sector, on the other hand, is cutting down on production due to costly modalities of laying of workers in the formal sector.
President for the Chamber, Clement Osei-Amako, stressed on the need for government to cushion the sector in its quest to achieve macroeconomic stability.
The increased cost of doing business is also driving up inflation. These developments depict the hardship businesses are currently facing as a result of these measures. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, given the potential adverse consequences of these reforms on businesses, it is crucial that business operators are well informed about the IMF program and its implication for their operations. It is equally important for them to implement measures that can effectively mitigate the negative impact on our businesses. Hence, the Chamber has taken this initiative to organize this edition of the Chamber National Dialogue. Furthermore, the Chamber is earnestly committed to utilizing this dialogue as an advocacy platform to communicate the concerns of businesses to the government. In line with its mandate, the Chamber intends to actively pursue follow-ups with the government and relevant departments to ensure that these concerns are given urgent consideration, particularly during the upcoming mid-year budget review.
He maintained that government should address challenges with the independent power producers to save most businesses in the country.
With them, they are the independent power producers. And you know, the country cannot have power on their own. So they are the one that augment and sell some to ECG. And what we have is that recently there have been some development that the government is owing them quite a long time, ECG, etc. And I believe that they also need to grow and pay part of their debt. And so, since they are the main source of power to ECG and co, I believe that the government will have to sit down with them and make sure that they settle them at least some percentage. Unfortunately for us, yesterday there was a meeting that there was some agreement that the government was going to pay some percentage to them to sustain the electricity projects that we have in this country. We expect that now that we have met the IMF conditionality and we are seeing growth about 4.2% in the first quarter, we want to make sure that the government really look at the tax issue again, widen the tax bracket and taking away some unnecessary tax out of it. We keep on saying COVID tax in this country and in the rest of the world. If COVID is no more existing and the government still wants to take COVID tax from the industry that have suffered, they really suffered and they are still taking COVID tax from them. The government think that they need revenue. What at all was their constraint? That they would rather take the COVID tax from the people that have suffered or the industry that have suffered over the years because of COVID.